a third generation sheep farmer, rancher. My mom and dad both raised sheep, and my grandparents on both sides raised sheep. When I was, I think I could barely walk, my mom and dad's idea of getting a college plan built for us was they gave each one of us 5 sheep when we were born, and they managed those sheep and sold the lambs, kept replacing ewe lambs up until we were 5 years old, and then it was ours to do with what we wanted to. We could keep every ewe lamb, or we could sell off every lamb, but mom and dad paid the feed bill for us. So I guess I've had sheep since I was born. And then my brother went to college, so I bought his sheep. My sister went to college, I bought hers. My second sister went to college, I bought hers. And my third sister, I had too many sheep, so I didn't buy hers.
I was talking to one of my neighbors, and he said, "Hey, I have this new tool. It mows, it fertilizes, it's low maintenance, and the cost is not prohibitive." And I said, "Hey, that sounds kind of interesting. What is it?" And he goes, "We've got a fleet about 300-400 sheep running through the vineyards." I said, "That sounds exciting."
Kind of the program is post-harvest, right after harvest, we put the sheep in to sanitize the vineyard, and they clean up any fruit that was not harvested by either a machine or by hand. We pull them back out, in and out of the vineyard between October and November, because that's when we start lambing. We'll pull them out of the vineyard and lamb, and then we'll put them right back into the vineyards. So we'll leave them in the vineyard until bud break, and bud break up in this county is about middle of April. From there, we go into our non-crop areas. And this is, again, another really extremely sustainable thing. The sheep will stay in the non-crop areas until about mid-June, and then from there, we put them back in the vineyard to aid and help us with our shoot removal, removing suckers off the trunks, and pulling leaves in the fruit zone, and then it's just incredible. We're saving our own company a lot of dollars by using the sheep in the vineyards in the summer for canopy management is what we would call that. They just commingle extremely well with the vineyard. So it's eliminating our weed eaters and the fossil fuels they use, and the tractors and the tires, and if you're doing this on a big scale, and if you're reducing the need for one tractor, it doesn't have a lot of effect on the environment. But just think about if 50 farmers did it.
It's more maintenance for the shepherd to have sheep in the vineyard, because you're doing rotational target grazing. So you're doing intense grazing in this one area, and you're moving every 3 to 4 days. You move them, if it's all in the same vineyard, you just move them with dogs and herd them through to the next spot. If you have to go several miles down the road, then we may have to truck them. Since we're such a new business, for only a year, I do, just like Robert and I, we pretty much do everything that's needed. Being pregnant and doing this has benefits and downfalls. One benefit is that you're getting lots of exercise, which is still good. But to be pregnant, it also makes it difficult to lift things, so I have to be careful of what I'm lifting and how much I'm doing.
The dogs are the trickiest part about the whole thing, because their personalities all play a part in how you use them. We do run livestock protection dogs. Between Clay and I, we've got about 16 guard dogs. We have a dog named Rocky, and he fought off a cougar. You gotta learn everything you can about the animal and then put them in a situation where they succeed. Otherwise, we spend a pile of money in dog food every month. A guard dog puppy costs about $450, and you're gonna have about $550 of dog food into him before he ever guards a sheep. We've got about 3 working border collies and 1 pup getting started. Well, we have 8 puppies, so we're enjoying ourselves. Without them, you'd have to have probably 3 times the amount of human workforce every time you wanted to work the sheep in the vineyard. We've got pretty good dogs. They do a really good job, and they're part of the fun story of all the animals working together. They're a brilliant animal. It's fun to be around them. Some people claim that you own sheep just so you can have a border collie. I'm sitting on about 400 pounds of wool. So to get a whole truckload of it, we just pull it all up until we get a truckload, and then it's a kind of distribution point for, we do that for the people we shear for. Right at the start of spring, you should take the wool off the ewe, and then she gets to go through the summer a lot cooler without the wool on her. This wool is all going to go to Salt Lake City, Utah, and go through a marketing division or marketing arm there called Utah Wool Marketing, and then it'll end up in China. If you leave that wool on it during the summertime, it'll probably overheat. It probably is not going to die, but it's going to be fighting temperature. It might not rebreed because it's too warm. There's some biological aspects to it. This white face wool came off of a Dorset, which is a coarser white face wool. So this wool I'm sitting on is about $1.50 a pound. The black face wool with the black fibers is about roughly, give or take $1 a pound. And the good, real high quality white face wool with a fine wool is worth up to $3.50 a pound.
Raising sheep in the vineyard is not a new thing. People did it in Europe. It's fairly new in the U.S. because you have vines that are really expensive, and to turn out a bunch of sheep is a little bit scary, I think, for vineyard owners. It's really seeming to pick up here because of how close in proximity we are to San Francisco and how interested people are in buying local and eating food that's sustainable and organic and has a story, and the benefits that the sheep have to the vineyard is substantial.